I'm Clarence Riggs, originally from the Burin Peninsula, born in Burin, in Bulls Cove to be exact. In those days down there Newfoundlanders could do very well, very little money, but every man had his own house. There were plenty of fish, plenty of meat, and most had enough ground they could grow. So they grew their own vegetables, and plenty of berries for jam and all that. You had very little in the way of money, but apart from that, any man had any, excuse the term, any guts at all, he could do very well for himself. Then you see, I was teaching, and there was a chance you applied for a school in a certain area, and I thought this might be a good place here to. And so I came down, and I remember that there were no more than 2 or 3 cars in the area then when I came here. I remember distinctly at night going up the road. You were walking, and the snow was over the fences, and you plowed your way through that. Remember the first time I saw my wife was as she was coming out from there was no Trans-Canada or anything then. Everything, all connections, mostly by rail. And I saw her, we were going in there, and saw her in the back of Caleb Ackerman's truck. That's the first time I saw her. And I think we're about 2 years after that we were married. I spent 7 years with, you may have heard of it, the Grenfell Association, the work of Dr. Grenfell in Labrador. My wife and I, we were there. She was house mother to in the dorm. The students came from all over Labrador, usually about 80 of them, and we had them in our care. And we were working there it was only last year we were there, we really got any time off. Now that's where I got pretty close to quite a few Americans on the American base there in Goose Bay. And the first year we were there, we had about 80 children. And now what are we going to do for them when Christmas comes? And my wife suggested, why not get in touch with the Americans on the base? So we got in touch with them, and they were delighted to look after. We suggested that an item of clothing would be best for the children, you see. So on Christmas morning, we heard the sound of the chopper coming, and she pitched just behind the dormitory, and out stepped Santa Claus with a huge bag of gifts for all the children in the for everyone there in the dormitory. And for the rest of it, I can't think of all the things done and everything. Everything from proving that if you were used to doing any trouting or fishing, Martin, a lot of fellows said talk about catching. I'm strictly a fly fisherman, but anyone who's ever done any fishing, that they used to try a fly to catch a trout in winter. I was teaching in Galdas on the south coast of Newfoundland, and this way there were hills around and deep pools, ponds there. And there was a short connection brook between the two ponds. And I went in out of curiosity. I stuck on a nice red fly. And believe it or not, before that hit the water, trout took it in the air, the middle of February. Oh, yes. I proved that could be done. Fly fishing in the middle of winter. Oh, yes.